What up, Ninja Clan, and welcome back to our YouTube channel. I am, as always, your host, the Atomic Ninja G, and today we are talking about the deck that I built for my draft battle with Daddy Louie. If you haven't seen that game yet, there's a link in the description. Go click on that link, check out the game to see how it went. But for now, we're going to head down to the table and take a look at that deck that I built, why I built it, what I was thinking when I built it, and anything else that I decide I want to say. So the first thing I did was I laid out all the leaders and all the bases side by side so that I could see what aspects I have access to. And as you can see, thankfully, I've got access to everything. So I have the ability to play every card in the game, or any card in the game, if I so choose. Thanks to Hera and Chewbacca, I've got the heroism aspect. Thanks to these four guys here, we have the villainy aspect available to us. And I've got aggro, command, cunning, and vigilance, thanks to these bases as well. And because I have access to all of them, and the leaders have access to all of them as well, it means I can play double aspect cards if I draw any, and if I want to. Now, as you can also see, I did not draw any bases that use epic actions, so I didn't need to worry so much about sort of special abilities and triggers and all that kind of stuff with bases, but with leaders, I did. So the next thing I did then was I went through all the leaders, having a look at what they do, what they can't do, how much their epic action costs, what they do on the flip side, and all that kind of stuff, just so that when I'm going through the cards, I have a rough idea of what I'm looking for. Are there any special triggers? So for example, with Hera, she ignores the aspect penalty on Spectre cards that you play. So as I'm going through my cards in the packs, I'm looking for Spectre units. And so now that we've taken a look at the bases and the leaders, let's take a look at all the other cards that we have available to us and see what kind of deck we can build. So once I've got my cards, I am laying them out in a very specific way. So from top up here then, we have just generic vanilla cards. These cards can go in any deck. They do not require an aspect to play. You just have to pay the cost and they're on the board. Then I've got heroism, straight up on its own heroism. We've got villainy. Then I've got all the aspects, but divided into three main categories. So straight up vigilance, vigilance heroism, vigilance villainy, aggro, aggro hero, aggro villain, and so on and so forth. I only drew one double aspect card, and that was General Krell, who is a double green, but I ended up not using him in the deck because I didn't use double green. I also have another special pile right up here, and all these cards are Spectre cards. So if you remember earlier on, we talked about Hera and the fact that she ignores the aspect penalty for units that have the keyword Spectre. I don't know if you can see the glaze terrible. You can see the Spectre keyword there with Ezra. I managed in 6 packs to not only pull one Ezra, but a foil Ezra, a Kanan Jarrus, a Zeb, and a Sabine Wren. Now, in a 60 card deck, 5 cards I don't think matter that much, right? But in a 30 card deck, those 5 cards, I think, work really, really well. Especially if we combine them with Hera, who ignores their aspect penalty. So, at this point, I'm not gonna lie, whether right or wrong, I was pretty swayed towards taking these cards with this hero. Then what I did was I checked out Hera's other side, right? So what does she do when she epic actions? So she's a 4 attack, 6 defense. She still ignores the aspect penalty for Spectre cards. And she also has, on attack, you may give an experience token to another unique unit. So thankfully, Ezra, Kanan, Sabine, and Zeb are all unique units. So that works out really, really well for Hera's ability on her unit side. Now, that also meant one other thing. Because I was pretty sold on taking Hera, and she is a hero unit, I now give myself a aspect penalty for taking any villainy units. And in a game where you have a 30 card deck, I cannot afford to take any aspect penalties. So that automatically, in my mind, discounts any villainy cards. So, through the magic of editing, off they go. So now we're at the point where I need to decide what base I'm going to be taking in order to work out what other aspect I want to take. So, thanks to Hera, we know that we have the command and heroism aspect available to us. And because of great pulls with bases, we also have all of the other aspects available. Now, the only double aspect card that I drew was this General Corel here for command, but to be totally honest with you, I cannot make a 30 card deck out of what is in these piles. So, I'm not going to be taking Command Center or General Corel. Also, since we already know that we're taking command because of Hera, we're also going to make these cards disappear just for a few moments while we investigate the other aspects. So, yet again, through the power of editing, kablamo! So at this point, what I decided to do was, instead of spending a very, very long time sitting down and reading all the cards, I was just going to count how many cards I had in each aspect and let that dictate to me which aspect I was also taking. So I only had 12 Vigilance cards with one unique character available. Cunning had 13 cards with one unique character available. And Aggression also had 13 cards with one unique character available to me. So ultimately it came down to Cunning versus Aggro, and I figured since I had a Hyperspace Kestrel City, then I would go with the Aggression aspect. So again, through the power of editing, this is what we've ended up with. We have our Aggression and Command and Heroism aspect. So we're taking Hera, we've got Kestrel City, Hyperspace, we've got these 5 lovely Spectre cards, which thanks to Hera's ability, we will ignore aspect penalties for. And now the task becomes sifting through the Command, the Aggression, and the vanilla cards to make that 30 card deck. So I'm going to go away, I'm going to do all that, and then I'm going to come back and show you guys the deck that I've put together for my game with Daddy Louie. So here we have it, guys, the deck of doom that I am taking up against Daddy Louie in our sealed pack battle, or whatever the format is called. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this deck, show you card by card. The glare in my office, I don't know if you can see this. If I try and do it central, it's going to have my light in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the cards off to the side, and then somewhere here, you're going to have the graphics show up. So our leader, as you know, is going to be Hera Syndulla. She is the Command Heroism aspect, and her leader side ability is ignore the aspect penalty on Spectre cards you play. She has the Rebel, Twi'lek, and Spectre keywords, and her epic action says, if you control 6 or more resources, deploy this leader. So on her leader side, she is a 4/6, ignores the aspect penalty on Spectre cards as she does on her leader side, but also has on attack. You may give an experience token to another unique unit. So as we go through this deck, guys, look out for those unique units that we're going to be helping with those experience tokens. Our base is this Hyperspace Kestrel City. 30 health, no epic action, but that is very cool. I like the Hyperspace cards a lot. So starting off then with our pure vanilla no aspect cards, we have this 1-cost event, Confiscate, Defeat, and Upgrade. So waiting for Louis to bring lots of upgrades and events and all that kind of stuff. We've got a couple of things in there to try and stop that happening. We have this 4-cost Frontier ATRT unit. It's a 3/5 vehicle walker. While you control another vehicle unit, this unit gains Ambush. So Ambush says after you play this unit, it may ready and attack an enemy unit. Now, if you guys ever watch our Lorcana battles, You will know that evasive is my favorite keyword. Ambush is my Star Wars Unlimited version of evasive. I love ambush. It is by far my favorite keyword, at least in Wave 1. So look out for lots of ambush. Then we have our first space unit. It is a 5-cost Corellian freighter. It is a 4/4 and has Sentinel. So Sentinel, units in this area can't attack your non-Sentinel units or your base. Moving on then to our heroism cards. We have a 0-cost medal ceremony. Give an experience token to each of up to 3 rebel units that attacked this phase. This one is a very specific card. To get the full potential out of Medal Ceremony, I need at least 3 rebel units on the board. They all need to have attacked, and they all need to have survived in order to get themselves an experience token. It's very specific, but if I can pull that off, it's a 0-cost card for a 1/1 for 3 rebel units. I mean, I can't not take this card. It's great. The next card then is a 2-cost Rebel Pathfinder unit. It's a 2/3 and has the ability Saboteur. When this unit attacks, ignore Sentinel and defeat the defender's shields. We've a 4-cost unit, Regional Sympathizers. It's a 3/4 Rebel unit, so it would work with Medal Ceremony, and has Restore 2. When this unit attacks, heal 2 damage from your base. Now, you will see a theme in this deck with healing, because it's a 30-card deck, it's going to be a quick game. I want lots of healing in this deck. And I think our last heroism unit is this 5-cost Snowspeeder. It is a 3/6 and has Ambush. Yay! Whenever you play this unit, it may ready and attack an enemy unit. It also has, on attack, exhaust an enemy vehicle ground unit. So if Daddy Louie brings lots of vehicle ground units, my Snowspeeder is there to try and stop it. Then we move on to our single aspect command cards. So we have a 1-cost unit Vanguard Infantry. It's a 1/2. When defeated, you may give an experience token to a unit. Then we have this 2-cost Colonel Yularan. He is a unique character which plays into Hera's ability, which says on attack, you give an experience token to another unique unit. So if they're on the board at the same time, Hera would attack, he would gain some experience. He is a 2/3 and has the ability when you play a command unit, including this one, heal 1 damage from your base. Then we've got this 2-cost upgrade Academy Training. It gives +2/+2 to whoever it's attached to. Our second space unit then is a 2-cost Patrolling V-Wing. It's a 1/1, but when played, you draw a card. So it's going to die really quick, but it's literally there to get you some card draw. Then we head into our command heroism cards. So this 1-cost unit Alliance Dispatcher. It's a 1/2. You tap it and you play a unit from your hand. It costs 1 resource less. So we're getting units out for slightly cheaper. If only I had more than one of... Oh wait, I have 2. That's right. So if I can manage to get both of these out on the field, I can tap them both and play a unit for 2 resources less. This one's hyperspace, that one's normal. Again, love the hyperspace borders. Then we have this 2-cost unit, Battlefield Marine. It's a 3/3 vanilla card. I mean, it's 3/3 for 2 cost. You can play it on turn 1, since you have to put 2 resources down to start. It's a great card. Can't not take it. Then we have one of the more expensive units in the game, Wedge Antilles. Again, he is a unique unit, so Hera will help him as well. He's a 5/5, and each friendly vehicle unit gets 1/1 and gains, that's right, Ambush. So when I play them, I can ready them and attack an enemy unit. Hashtag love it. Another space unit then, and also unique, which means Hera can attack and give Bright Hope a experience token. It's a 2/6, has Sentinel, which means nothing can be attacked while it's on the board in the space arena. Ground units can be attacked, but you can't attack my space units or my base while this is in play. And also has, when played, you may return a friendly non-leader ground unit to its owner's hand. If you do, draw a card. Bright Hope is an amazing card. I love this card so much, and I'm so glad that I drew it in the packs. Moving on then to our single aspect aggression, we've got 1 cost Cantina Braggart. He is a 0/3 but has raid 2. So this unit gets +2 attack while attacking. So if Daddy Louie attacks me, he's not taking any damage back. However, when I attack him or attack his base, I get a +2. Nice. Then we have this 1 cost Benthic 2 Tubes, who is also a unique character. Looking at Hera, he's a 2/2 on attack. Another friendly aggression unit gains raid 2 for this phase. So, for example, if I've got Cantina Braggart down and I attack with Benthic, then I could give him raid 2 on top of his already raid 2, giving him a 4/3 for that phase. We also have the upgrade Infiltrator's skill. It's a 1 cost. Attack unit gains Saboteur. So when this unit attacks, ignore Sentinel and defeat the defender's shield. It also gives a +1/+1 to whoever it's attached to. Then we have a 2 cost Jeddah Agitator. It is a 2/1 and has Saboteur. So when this unit attacks, ignore Sentinel and defeat the defender's shield. It also has, on attack, if you control a leader unit, deal 2 damage to a ground unit or a base. When it says you control a leader unit, it means that Hera needs to be in her leader unit form this way round. If she's in her regular leader position, it doesn't count. She has to be in her unit form, like so. We have a 2 cost event, Keep Fighting. Ready a unit with 3 or less power. A 3 cost Argent Sympathizer 3/3. While you have the initiative, this unit gets +2/+0. We have a Wampa. It's a 4 cost unit, 4/5, and has Overwhelm. When attacking an enemy unit, deal excess damage to the opponent's base. And we have 2 of those, one being a foil. Then we have got an Aggression Hero unit, 1 cost, Special Force Soldier. When played, a unit loses Sentinel for this phase. Could be very, very handy. Then we move on to our very special units. All of the units have Spectre, so they work really well with Hera because she ignores his cunning aspect. So here we go, we have Ezra Bridger. He's a 3 cost, 3/4, and when this unit completes an attack, look at the top card of your deck. You may play it, discard it, or leave it on top of your deck. So this is a great way of getting extra cards, or finding out what the next card is, or putting it in your discard pile, because you may be about to draw a card using something else, and the card you're about to draw may not be useful at all. Now we have 2 Ezra Bridgers, 1 regular, 1 foil. Then we have Kanan Jarrus. So he is the Vigilance aspect, but again is ignored by Hera because he is a Spectre unit. It's a 4/5. On attack, you may discard 1 card from the defending player's deck for each friendly Spectre unit you have in play. So, for example, if I had Ezra on the board as well as Kanan, then I would have 2 friendly Spectre units on the board, and Daddy Louie would discard 2 cards from his deck. But it doesn't end there. Oh no. Then it says, heal 1 damage from your base for each different aspect among the discarded cards. So let's say, for example, Daddy Louie is playing Villainy, Command, Aggression. He discards 2 cards from his hand because we have Ezra and Kanan on the board, and he draws a Villainy, Command, and an Aggression card. I would then heal 3 damage from my base. If he was to draw a villainy and a command card, I'd heal 2. Or if he drew a double aspect card, so say for example he drew villainy and double aggression, then I would still only heal 2 because only 2 of those symbols are different. So that's Kanan Jarrus. Then we have a 2-cost Sabine Wren. She is a 2/3 card, and while there are at least 3 aspects among other friendly units, so not including her own, there have to be other friendly units, this unit can't be attacked unless she gains Sentinel. And on attack, you may deal 1 damage to the defender or to the base. Now, all on attack abilities happen first. So, for example, if Daddy Louie had someone on his side of the board with a shield, then on attack, I could deal 1 damage to that unit. It would get rid of the shield, and then she would deal 2 damage after. She's not dealing 3 damage straight away. She's doing 1 and then 2. And last up, we have Zeb Aurelius. He is a 5-cost, 5/5 Rebel Spectre unit. When this unit completes an attack, if the defender was defeated, you may deal 4 damage to a ground unit. So I have to defeat something, but if I do, I get to do an extra 4 damage to something else. So guys, that is the deck that I am taking against Daddy Louie in our sealed draft battle format, whatever it's called. I can never remember. I keep calling it pre-release format, which is not really a thing. Anyway, let me know in the comments below, what did you think of that deck? Is it a good deck? Is it a bad deck? Would you have taken other things differently? I am fully expecting that my inability to sit down and read all those cards is going to come back and bite me in the butt. But we're going to see how it goes. So let me know in the comments below what you thought. Also in the comments below, guys, let me know, would you like to see more videos like this? More sort of deck breakdown videos, more unboxing-y kind of things? Let me know, because I enjoyed making this video a lot more than I thought I was going to. So let me know if you'd like to see more things like this about how we construct our decks for this game, for Lorcana, and maybe other games that we play in the future. Also, if you want to see exactly what I pulled in my packs, then check out my board in the car videos every Thursday for the next 6 weeks, because those will be my pre-release pack opening draft battle things. I've called it pre-release again. It's not pre-release. Bah. Check out those board in the cars anyway for the next 6 weeks if you want to see exactly what I drew. But until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I have been the Atomic Ninja G. You guys have been awesome. And this has been a pre-release draft opening set battle opening pack deck breakdown thing of a video. It's been great. It's been Star Wars. May the Force be with you. And I'll catch you next time.